yellow, 2 in the back, but all it takes is one good throw down and knock that one out, and you're going to be sitting a couple here for sure. Mike coming down. Yeah, looks like they're going to hit the yellow first. And the players down there are looking at to see who's closer. Gordy and John peeking over the top of the stones.
All right, Leo. So, anybody that's listening out there, it must have been really weird when Leo just jumped in, but we are officially live, Leo.
Absolutely.
Yep. I'm Niles Lewin.
This is Leo Hoffman.
Yes, I figured we better do our introduction again because nobody heard our first one. So we had to totally do a scramble there. We went from sheet 2 to sheet 6. We're picking up the hand, or I should say Mike Dindorf's last rock of the first end. It looks to me like yellow's still sitting 1. Is that what you're thinking,
Yep.
Leo? Yeah.
Yeah, yellow. No, well, I don't know.
It's close.
It might be red that's sitting. I don't know. Yellow might be sitting 1.
So Mike is getting really tight here. He's looking to, I think the shot calls, they're going to try to play a little tap right into that pile here. Needs to curl. He's tracking up. Still needs to curl. Ooh, took his red back a little bit.
Yeah. Boy, it's close. I don't know who's sitting there. Yellow might be.
So prepping for tonight's game, we had all the rosters set for sheet 2 between Hellstrom and the River Rocks, but with the changeover to sheet 6, because our mics weren't reaching to the office, now we are completely unprepared. Luckily, we do know some of the roster, but forgive us, we will not know everybody on the sheet, and Leo's really working hard to try to figure out who we got out there. We do know we have John and Kim Parkhurst, really familiar faces of the club. And of course,
and Lori
Janot, of course. So right there with those 3, you're looking at a tough squad right there.
Yeah, they play. John, he's the master at dropping draws in right after you think you got the end wrapped up. He'll just plop one down, and he's really good at it.
And it's quite interesting. So Lori is actually throwing 4 stones for the team here, which I want to say I watched a game earlier in the playdowns where she was throwing 3rd. So maybe that's just a common rotation, or maybe I was mistaken in the first game. But it looks like she's eyeing up kind of what would you give that? Maybe a hack weight hit?
Maybe board.
Maybe in off on that red? Let's see what she's doing here.
Yeah, I wasn't watching the call.
She threw the out turn at it. It's getting tight. Kim is really hard on the sweep. John's calling for her. He needs it straight. Let's see what we get here.
Oh, it popped out 1 red.
Wow. I mean,
I don't know if that was the call or not.
I don't even know, as a curler, I don't even think I could swing that and get an accurate measurement. I mean, how do you even do it that tight? That's amazing.
They might have to get the measuring tool out.
They're both high. Nope. They made the decision. Yellow it is.
All right.
Parkhurst goes up 1-0 after 1. Looks like we had a 2-point end here on 5, and actually this must be a makeup game or a game in advance. It's obviously Ken Starkey over here, but they must be playing ahead of time here, which I think can be a common thing at the club here. Is some of these players play on a couple teams, and the deeper you get, all of a sudden you got to start rescheduling.
Well, and I was in 2 teams in the A bracket, and we were, other than the first game, I was playing both games head to head with my other team too. So, so you're always trying to juggle stuff around so that everybody can play.
Yeah. So how many teams did you play on at the beginning? Were you just on
for this season?
For the playoffs this year?
2.
You were on 2.
Yeah. 2 teams, both in the A bracket.
Both in the A bracket.
Yeah.
So
one on the top of the bracket, one on the bottom.
That's
of the
right.
bracket.
And you were telling me your team, really competitive team. You guys actually went out first round, right? It was kind of, which was kind of unbelievable.
Yeah, I got a first round bye in both teams.
Oh, you got a first round bye.
We're
Okay.
15-2. I was 15-1 on both my Tuesday team and 15-1 on my Thursday team.
Okay, good.
My Tuesday team, unfortunately, we lost our first game of the play down. So the bummer is, I'm not in the A bracket with that team anymore. The good part about it is I don't have to worry about scheduling games from other nights.
You don't have to worry about it. Right?
I don't have to jump through hoops to try to get somebody to play. Hey, can you play Wednesday at 6?
Yep. Which, I know that's the common thing right now. So is this team, this Mike Dindorf's FFT team, are they in your league then?
Yes.
The Thursday 4:45?
So
okay.
here's our one loss. This was the
Really?
team that beat. It was the very last game of the season. It was a very good game, and they played fantastic.
Yeah, and I know Mike through Excelsior Brewing. When I used to be the brewer for Excelsior Brewing, Mike actually played. He skips the Excelsior, or he did for a while.
Yeah,
him and Ed.
Right.
Yeah, skipped the Excelsior Brewing team. So Mike
that was the original Excelsior.
Yeah,
team,
yeah. It was Ed Hunter, Mike Dindorf. Oh gosh, forgive me, guys. I know I just my memory's leaving me, but yes, great team, and I think it has changed a little bit.
All right.
But Mike, I just know for a fact he can get on a hot streak where he can be tough to beat. Kind of like the guy over here on 5 that we're watching make a shot call right now, Ken Starkey. If he's on fire, it's like, look out.
Yeah, I played Ken 3 or 4 times over the years, but never in this tournament, but always at a bonspiel, and he's beaten me every time I played against him.
Yeah.
But he's a super nice dude. He'll come. Yeah. Hey Leo, how's it going? Pat me on the back. Good to see you.
Yeah.
How's your curling?
So that was interesting. Parkhurst, just played a soft hit on their own. Don't know if that was the call. Maybe just came in a little heavy. Second end at Chaska. That can do it. The rocks are cooking come second end. FFT looking to get rid of that yellow, and boy, is it hooking on them. They are sweeping to keep it straight. Are they going to be able to do it? I think they flashed it. So it wasn't due to the lack of sweeping, that's for sure. So Lori's kind of eyeing it up, thinking we got hammer. See what she does. She draws the open side.
Yeah,
like that call.
I do too.
Yep.
I mean, unless you can completely bury it, but why? Because then it sets up a double, just separate them a little bit. And if they want to hit the top one, let them, and then you just go on to the other side and you just keep on splitting them up.
Yeah.
And it makes it hard for the other team to commit.
Whenever I skip, I always feel like, well, at this point, if I can put 2 in, and everybody makes their shots, we can get our 2. But as we know, by the end of the end, a lot changes by then.
Just remember, we're all club curlers around here. We're not Schuster, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Leo and I we've known each other. I think we started the same year, to be honest.
I started
think
in 18. When did you start?
Yep, I did too. But I think I think you started earlier because I was a fall. Were you?
Yep, I was April.
Because I remember when I first was a member here, I would come in, I would see Leo here, and at the time he had broom ball shoes on. Yep. And I was a broom ball player for many years.
Yeah.
I was thinking, oh my gosh, maybe that's a brilliant thing. But the funny story is we started the same time, known Leo the whole time, never curled with Leo. Until last weekend, And we were kind of just saying, isn't this funny? We've never played together. But Leo and I got the opportunity to go up and play at the last chance. Had a blast. And
I tell you what, I'm so jealous of Hibbing Curling Club for having this great tournament every year, and I'm just bummed out that this is the first time I ever went and played it, because I am definitely going back. They do a fantastic job. It's run really smoothly.
Yeah, it's unreal. It really is. I'll never forget. I think Stu Taryn was the first one that told me that in my curling career I have to do the last chance once, and I think it was Stu that told me that. And there's no doubt about it. I'm not a huge bonspieler, but I've done a handful at this point and never experienced a bonspiel like that. I mean, the quality of teams up there was
oh my gosh,
unbelievable.
Well,
Obviously, you have the U.S. guys. You know,
right.
you look over and you got Danny Casper and you got Coleman Thurston and you see John Schuster, but
Right.
I'm talking
Joe Polo.
yeah. You got Joe Polo just playing with
and Rojeski.
Yeah,
You have 2 Olympic gold players on our game on
Saturday morning,
which
I didn't play. I watched, but yes,
we had Schuster on my left, gold medal. I had Joe Polo on my right, gold medal, and then Rojeski was down a couple of sheets, and I think he got a bronze.
I got to be honest, as a viewer, I really enjoyed watching that.
Oh my gosh!
You know, and as a curling fan, if you guys, I don't take that in the wrong way. There's teams of all caliber up there. Oh, thank you. This came from Dave Just.
Yeah,
huh?
Dave Just. He sent me text.
Good job, Dave. Dave, you're a good man. So get this, you know, this is a perfect little segue. A lot of people know what Leo does, but you know, there's a lot of pressure on me on this tonight. You know, I got a guy that works in the audio video world for a profession showing up to do a broadcast. And not only did the mics not work on the sheet we were going to call, and then we couldn't get the mics going, but this is a pretty good segue to kind of, Leo, I think it's so cool what you do for a living, and I think that was part of the reason why we wanted to do the broadcast, is so we could get to know some of the members.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, could you tell people a little bit what you do?
Sure. I'm a director, a newscast director at Fox 9, Channel 9. And my primary responsibility is to direct the 7 a.m. newscast, and then I direct the Jason Show live every day. So I sit in the control room, punch all the buttons, control audio, video, graphics, you know, stuff like that. So that comes all through me. And then
And director, correct?
so I'm a director.
Okay.
Correct. So like we had this discussion. Our buddy Adam Poley was asking me, like, you know, well, if you're the news director, why aren't you making all well? And I said, okay, there's 2 different titles. There's news director who's in charge of the newsroom, and then everybody works under that person.
Sure.
And then I'm a newscast director, so I'm in charge of the control room. So once I get the product in my hands, I have to go in the control room and make the anchors look pretty.
I'm sure.
And
so do you do all the timing and everything? Like, I suppose you have a team of...
Yeah, so that's where the producer steps in. So the producer's in charge of the timing. So like if the producer thinks that the show is going long or short, we'll either cut stories or add something.
Okay.
Or sometimes pivot, you know, like...
I suppose.
Like if we have
somebody runs long, or
that's it. I mean, one of our guests could run long, and then we're like, okay, we got to drop something in the next segment. But so that's what the producer does. But then sometimes the other pivot of it is that if our guest is so funny and entertaining and engaging and having a great time on set, and we know that we're as us, our fans, and hey, this is great TV. Let's keep this guest for one more segment, and then we'll just drop everything.
Wow, you'll make that call live, huh?
Yeah.
Really?
Live on the air, we'll just like say, well, this mostly happens for the Jason Show. For the news, it's way more scripted.
I would imagine.
So
I'm familiar with your newscast because you have the weather coming up on the nines every 10 minutes.
We have to hit those.
Yeah, right, because people tune in for that, right?
Absolutely.
That's the best thing about your weather station. John gives us a Prost with his wine glass, but that's the best thing about Fox 9 is you know when the weather's going to be on. So, when I watch the broadcast, I think about that because you guys got to work in basically a 10-minute window, and you got to fit commercials.
Right.
It's pretty amazing.
And of course, you know, I can't speak too much out of turn, but I've been in TV for so long that I know the format so well, inside out, upside down, back, front hand, backhand. You know, I know when the commercials are supposed to come on, and we try to hit those time slots. And it all has to do with ratings, you know, or viewer engagement. So we want to keep people on the air at a certain time.
So we got a pretty open end in the second here. Mike's hitting Parkhurst yellow here, sitting two. Wow, nicely buried
That
there.
was perfect.
Really good hit and roll there. Nicely. But Lori does have backing, and she can draw right down to that
Yep.
button. But, you know, so back in my brewing, you know, I still brew, but back when I brewed for Excelsior, I did a couple news spots, and I was amazed by the robotics. If people don't know, like some studios, these cameras, I mean, they're obviously, you guys must go in and program every angle, every little thing about it, because they just, when they go to commercial, all of a sudden the cameras will just start backing away and going to their next shot, and I was just flabbergasted by the technology. Really, they had one guy with like a little hand wheel that was doing the
teleprompter.
Yeah, the teleprompter, and like I was baffled because what I saw was really one or two guys behind the scenes running a lot of it.
Well, theoretically, if I didn't have any live shots and it was just a straight newscast or something, I could do the entire show with maybe 4 people.
Really?
3 people.
Yeah.
Because it is like, well, during COVID, it was 2 people and that was it.
Really?
Right?
Yeah.
But so it can be done, and it is because of robotics. And you're right, the cameras are all robotically controlled, and it's a GPS tracking system, and we got little sensors in the studio, so they know exactly where to hit
For the angles, okay.
Yeah, but so here's the tricky part, though. You move a camera from one side of the studio to the other. Lori came up a little short here.
Lori came up a little short. Mike's sitting 2 here, and he's pretty well buried. But there is an opening here.
So we have to tweak the shots once in a while. You know, it'll run from one studio or from one side of the studio to the other, and it might miss it by.
And obviously, that's not in your hand. Like that's a IT guy type deal that works programs.
So the program is built by a company called Vinton, and so we buy their product, and then they install, or they give us the equipment to install, and they actually come and help install
set it up.
And then once they leave, then we have the controllers.
Is everybody in town using those cameras?
Yeah,
they are now.
Yeah.
So when you guys go and set up at the fair, and your primitive cameras.
Yeah, they're not robotics anymore.
Yeah, I know, right. So I suppose it's a lot more stressful for you those 2 weeks.
Right.
And I suppose with the live factor, you got people in the background.
Well, that's what we got. Well, we always put on our 5-second delay so that if someone swears or flips someone off in the audience, then we can, hit the video or audio button version of that.
It's funny, we were talking about that up north, and he's got 5 seconds, folks.
Yep.
And it's truly amazing for what they can do with that 5 seconds, but they have to be on it.
Well,
instantly.
And here's the thing, though, is like when I'm directing a show, I'm not listening to the audience. I'm listening to my anchor to try to get time cues, roll cues, inflections, how to take a shot. So there are times where I'll have my camera operator or floor director will go, swear word, swear word, swear word. And then I reach over and
code red. Yep. I've been known to have, oh wow, nice draw here.
Yeah, that's
Sweepers
are
bringing
nice
it in. Lori does have backing if she wants to come around with her intern, or see what she chooses here.
Well, there's an option for a double, but that's not going to serve you any well because you're going to lose your shooter, and then the red in the top 12 is still going to outscore them. They have to draw.
Yeah, I think without a lot of hesitation, she said, let's go for the draw. And, if there's somebody that's going to hit this draw, let's see here.
She's good. She's a seasoned curler.
I wish I had my stopwatch on me. Maybe we can get a time here. We'll use our phones here.
Oh, I could run to my locker and get my stopwatch.
Yeah, if I was better. Mine's actually at my house because of the bonspiel over the weekend.
Yeah.
Forgot it at home, but I'll use my phone here. So we'll get a little time here, hog to hog. My guess would be we're running around that 14.5 second. Second end, this should be a good end to get a time here. Lori's out of the hack. Looks like she hit the broom really nice.
Oh, I think that's a little heavy.
And of course, I did not get a time. Fat Finger did.
Oh, it's coming down nice. Slow down.
John's, yeah, I think you were right out of the get-go. Leo called it. She was a little heavy out of hand.
And those stones are just dragging. This is good ice tonight.
Yep.
You got to be around.
And, I mean, that rock curled a good 4.5 feet easily right there. So the curl's there.
Hey, Cara Ball, can you hear me in the office? I didn't forget about you. You don't have to send me texts.
Carl Ball, we're waving to him through the glass right now. We got to congratulate him coming off a big W at the last chance. They, him and his squad of, I believe he played with some junior curlers, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they took second. They won the second event.
Yeah.
At the last chance. So, I guess no big deal, huh? No, fun to see a Chaska team get that far. Leo and I were talking Saturday. I think we counted 4 or 5 Chaska squads up there, including us.
Yep.
So super fun to see familiar faces up in Hibbing. And
then the team that we lost to was Mike. What was his Mike?
Oh yes, I just know him as San Francisco Mike. I'm terrible.
Well, I just met him that night, but then you got
Drews.
No. I'm not talking about that. The team, the other team that they won the third event.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Coleman,
right?
Thurston.
Coleman, Thurston.
Oh, so that's a little credit to us.
Connor Kupman.
The team. So we
Sam
played.
Strauss, and then Mike. What was Mike's last name?
That's right. Okay, so they did win. They went on and won.
Mike
Good.
Moore. That's it.
So just a little pat on the back for our squad up there. You know, we played really tough. We played 4 really good games, but our 4th one was a nail biter. And Leo just informed me that the team we lost to went on to win it. So that makes me feel good.
So Schuster won the main event.
Sure.
Carl won the second event.
Okay.
Mike Moore's team won the third event.
Wow.
And then the 4th event, stand by, I'll see if I can find that.
So we do have a pretty big lead here after 2, but, you know, Jeannot, Parkhurst, I would not count them out by any means. They were just getting a little late start here, but I would expect them to get some damage done here. So cool. 13 sheets. How many teams did we ever find out? I want to say it was plus 100.
Yeah, it was more than 100. I heard someone say 128.
So think about that, people. For Carl to go up there and do that well with the youth from Chaska, how awesome is that?
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
I mean, we saw there was a lot of youth Chaska curlers up there, which, you know, for us as members here, we get to see it, and it's so great to see the youth out there. But our Chaska kids, they're really digging into this sport. They really like it.
So the Max Smith, Mike, and Drew, that team, they made it to the 4th event finals, and they lost. And I think they lost it to Joe Polo's team.
Okay. And it looks like Schuster and Casper met in the finals?
Correct. Schuster played Casper in the finals. Casper lost.
It was so fun, guys. Like, as a curling geek, to just, after we played our first draw, we were sitting around having beers and literally sitting in the back of the house with Schuster, just listening to them talk. And it was awesome because Schuster, it took them 3 ends. They kind of got tricked by the ice. The club team actually hung a 3 on John Schuster in the first end.
That was pretty cool.
So like the whole club was just roaring, but it took 3 ends, and Schuster figured out that ice. And when you got Colin Huffman, is that his last name, right? Huffman?
Yep, Colin Huffman.
When you got that guy sweeping for you, holy buckets.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got another open end here. So it looks like for FFT, for fresh today, that's what you kind of want to see. You don't want to see guards, right? Like, let's just keep it open. Eventually, Parkhurst and Jeannot are going to have to get some guards up there to try to get some points going here. Fires out of the hack. It looks like he hit the broom. But was it too much broom? Oh, yeah, it's way out there. This could be a break for the
he's
Parkhurst
sweeping for the curl, but it's not going to curl that fast.
Nope. Nope, a little too much weight to get that much curl. You know, that's a tough one to get out in that wing like that with the hits. I do like the intern in that situation.
Well, I debate about that with my teammates all the time. It's like, do you want to do the intern or the outturn? And 95% will say they're going to do the outturn versus the intern.
In out, right?
Or,
everybody likes going that way.
Out to in. They always want to go out.
Oh, okay. So
you're always going out to in. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it seems like you're almost going against the grain if you're doing it the other way. And it can mess up with your mind. I mean, like, if it's sitting out there,
it's funny because when I skip my team, I have one guy on my team. Shout out to Jacob Westman. But if we ever play a hit where we got to come outside to in, it's a mental thing. He'll hit everything he throws inside to out. But if it's out to in, he just had to struggle with it. But as a skipper, I know it, so we don't call it for Jake.
Right.
So Mike is so Kim hit, but she did lose the shooter. So now FFT has an open invitation to get this thing cleared up, but it does look like he sent it a little wide. Oh, sweeper's
Gordy's sweeping on it. No, he should.
Maybe I lost my view.
No, he's going to get the hit.
Oh yeah. It's on the low side of the nose.
Yep.
It's going to roll right to the middle.
Well,
Lori's on
far.
it. All right. We got Kim in the hack with her second for the night.
It is, that red is touching back there.
It is biting. Oh yes, it is. We have a green screen confirmation.
That's funny. Green screen.
Sheet 6 has a green screen, and it's a quarter of the house is cropped out of it. So it looks like Lori's calling for just a draw in front of that red, I would guess. Okay, good. That is Mike Janot. All right, we got confirmation.
All right.
And thank you to the viewers that's texting Leo, because we should get our live chat on here.
Yeah, and I already texted Carl because I don't know all these guys from Fresh Fish.
Okay. Yep, and forgive us.
So I know Gordy, and I mean, I see him all the time.
Yep, Gordy's a familiar face. He was on the Excelsior team. Yeah. Yep, I'm not familiar with the two guys here sweeping.
Right. Those are the two guys I don't know either.
Okay, so Mike's actually calling to come behind that. Kim threw a really nice, I think it overcurled a little bit. I think she wanted to be in front of the red, but in front of the tee line. So Mike is choosing to come behind it. This is an aggressive call here.
Yeah, I don't know if I would want to do that. I mean, because you got to hit it perfectly.
I mean, me, it's just the scoreboard would be you're up 4 after 2.
You get rid of rocks, right?
I think.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
And I know, like my team, we get really defensive when we get up. But looks like he's coming in. He knows his draw. He trusted. Ooh, it's a little heavy.
Yep. He
Lori's
just hit out his one back.
So Lori kind of got a little gift there. See what she does. What do you like, Leo? Kind of. She goes the open
the
side.
House. Yep. Split the house.
When in doubt, and obviously, John, you want to keep in front of the tee line, right?
Yep.
I think a good lesson for people listening, if you're new to it, if you get behind that tee line, it can kind of be an ender to the end.
Yeah, it is.
Because a good team will freeze down to that all day and just cancel it out. So John, steady with his draws, hits his line perfectly. He's still posing, so he must like it.
He's still posing.
It looks nice.
It does look
Kim's
nice.
Kim's gauging it. It looks like it's right on her broom.
Yeah, sweepers are walking like they know it's heavy, so.
Yeah. So he is going to be back 12. They do have hammer.
But they're still sitting 2.
Yep, and he does have hammer.
So Gordy's got to make a call here. Is he going to hit one or?
Are they going to? They were aggressive on that last shot. Is he going to free? Oh, he's going behind it again.
Yeah.
Or you could freeze the one he just threw. Then you would probably be. Wow, you'd be sitting second. That wouldn't really do anything. This is an aggressive call again, but this is Gordy just threw this. So he does have a second crack at it. Hit his broom perfect.
Gordy's got a nice slide. I like how he.
Yeah, he's really high up, isn't he? He's really
so smooth.
Yeah. Really on. Oh, this
a little
looks a
heavy
touch
too, I
heavy
think.
too. Yeah. Mike's sweeping it. He wants it in the back. Oh, I suppose he just wanted to.
Well, he didn't want. I don't think he wanted to sit on this other red one back there.
All right. So Lori, what do you like?
With top, right there.
Yeah.
Top, I would
Even guard that back yellow, like in a top 8?
maybe even the top 4 center line, because
Sure.
that forces them to hit, and if they hit, they stop there, and
Right.
now they're in the, and then you just rinse and repeat, right?
Yep. No, I don't mind that. If anything, my tendency would be I like 4 foot on Lori's side of the house, just to maybe take that freeze on that back 12
And
away.
Janot and Parkhurst are hammers, so they want to.
Sweepers like it.
Now they want to start forcing them to hit stones.
Sweepers like it. They're kind of on and off. Oh, they're on it now. It's really curling. Wow, it almost acted like it may have picked on something. It went sideways on him. A little light. I wouldn't be surprised if that didn't pick on something. It sure looked to me like it took a wicked turn to the right in one rotation. Okay, Mike Dindorf, we got Gordy. Thank you, Carl.
So we got 2 Scots and a Deke, but I don't know which one's which. So
Well, we can assume.
sorry guys, when you guys are watching a replay, don't get mad at me.
No,
all right?
it was actually, you can, if anybody, it's me, because I do the prep for these games. And I did all this good prep for all the games going, but I didn't put the rosters down for everyone. And we actually do have the rosters, it's just we aren't familiar with the faces. So,
You know what a good producer would do? That would be you, right? I'm the director.
Sure,
You're the
okay.
producer. You would go interview the team
Yes.
before you actually and said, "Hi,
Yeah.
my name is Niles.
Right.
I'm going to do play-by-play. What's your name and what position are you playing?" And
Okay.
then
See, I'm learning, and you know what? Maybe I'll take that lesson the next time here. But no, that's a good point. It's one of those things. Further down the road, we've been talking Chris Lindahl from the city that we'd love to get some interviews going. I think that'd be fun.
How would you do the interview, though?
Obviously, with the system
Like-
we have, we would have to do live interviews.
Yeah. Oh.
So
okay.
originally we were talking about maybe starting originally we were going to bring in our own mobile system where we did it all through the iPad and stream that way,
Yeah.
where we could do videos in front. But no, we've been talking about maybe just trying Fire and Ice and getting some interviews.
Are you going to do Fire and Ice?
I think that's talk about the club is we want to start doing.
You almost have to do that from the players' lounge because it'll be too noisy
Yeah.
in here. There's way too many people. in
Yeah, and I'm using the noise cancellation tonight.
here. How do you know if you're on noise cancellation?
See how it's yellow? Yellowish.
What am I?
Yep, you should be too. So
All right.
hopefully it's working. But yeah, no, that's a good point. And if you did it, you could stream sheet 1 and just set up in the players' lounge. And
Well,
All right,
then
so-
would you always do sheet 1 just because you're sitting over there?
I don't know. No, that's something we're gonna work on. We're gonna
All
get
right.
it better day by day. We got the producer, we got the director of the Jason Show. Maybe we can get him involved to help out a little bit with the IT side.
Well, I
Just
mean,
kidding.
ideally, if you could call any sheet as long as you had 4 cameras on each sheet,
Yeah.
right? And then you would have the overhead and look, but you wouldn't be able to see.
So and that's one thing. So the overhead we can't access because it's like a security camera. So the streaming's weird on it. But technically, if we had the overhead, we could sit in the office and call the game,
Right.
and just watch on a monitor. So Lori's looking, I think, to just bury behind her center guard. They are sitting 2. They have a center guard. It's got a lot of room. John's broom is on this side of the center line.
So
he-
top 8, right
yeah.
side.
Yeah, the scary thing about, I like that shot. Even leave it in the open, let him hit it, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Hit an exchange and hopefully get your 3.
Because that's their last stone right there.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So if let's say he hits and rolls for a perfect
Yeah, then it's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough, but you know,
And that's why, as with hammer, you don't want that center guard can bite you because it gives the other team something to bury under.
What Lori did though here is that it forces them to hit. If she were to put it in the top 8, like I think John was initially calling,
Sure.
then all they got to do is draw around the left side.
Yeah,
and then they just drop it in there.
And really, if he felt like it, he could do that. I would see Dan Arlig making that all day long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like me as a skipper.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go for that draw. I would definitely do the hit and try to bury it.
I would hit it as well.
I think so. Mike's calling. This isn't a bad call either.
Well,
they kind of open it up. He's looking to freeze it and give him one. But you got Lori who's got a wide open intern. So
yeah, well, their options are to get a perfect hit and roll, or to freeze. But you know what? The freeze, in my opinion, is so much harder than the hit and roll. Mm-hmm. I would rather hit it, even if you're not perfect.
Right.
Because if he comes up short,
then you give up a 4.
Then you give up 4.
Yeah, and that's if he makes it, then he shrinks that zone and it's good. But yeah, to your point, if you come up short or if you give a tap, anything that she can chip out, you just gave him an extra one. Mike out of the hack, man, he has some sharp shoes. They're gold reflected on the back Nikes.
That's awesome.
They look fast. He's not even walking and he looks like he's flying. All right, he's staring at it. He's got his, he's kind of looking confused. Yep, touch heavy. Yep. So back to what you were saying, Leo, it's a high risk shot. That freeze is a risky shot. We're still trying to get.
So now all Lori's got to do is just drop one.
Yeah, and guess what? We have a tie game if she gets this.
And she's going to do the exact same draw that she just did because she's got backing with her top floor, and she knows the weight now already. She knows the line, so why?
Yeah.
There's no reason to go to the other side.
I agree with that 100%. I'm a firm believer when I'm skipping, if I can give my shooter 2 shots on the same turn, I try to do that.
Yep.
I didn't really get a good view, but I think I got close enough time here on the hog. Sweepers are on it. Nope, they're just judging it. It was looking good.
By the way, Carl brought us a stopwatch. He heard us talking about it. He handed it to me.
Gosh, I got to say, all these guys that work the desk here at the curling club, between Carl and Dan and everybody here, so helpful. Carl, you're a good man and a good curler. So they got their 4. We got a tie game here. What do you know? Big, fast start for fresh fish today. But Parkhurst Jeannot right back to answer. This is a good time to bring up the curling night out, which I have a couple times coming up April 26th. Gather a group of 4 people. You can get a learn to curl. Enjoy some dinner at the Crooked Pint. Yes, please. 5:30, the Learn to Curl starts. 7 o'clock dinner. That would be a Learn to Curl with instructors, so super fun if you're new to the game and want to give it a shot. Group of 4, $320 includes the curling and the dinner. April 26th, curling night out here at Chaska Curling Center. Lori's in the house. She gives the shot call to Mike. Mike's eyeing it up right out of the hack. Wow, nice push right to the broom. Drilled the broom. Lori's looking down at her stopwatch. She's pretty quiet. John's saying it's there. Kim, who I'll trust, she has her hand up saying, I think we're in the house. So that's funny, yeah. So we got 2 couples on Parkhurst Jeannot. So super fun to see. All right, so it ended up biting top 12. Mike's got a choice. Ignore it or hit. He's going to ignore it and come around. So he's going right to the middle right away. We do have a stopwatch, so I'll get a time here. He's calling for T-line. Let's see what we get.
Nice push out of the hack. Sweepers are on it quick. They're acting like it's light, and they're going hard. Yep, it does look a little light. Maybe a 2-guard. Oh, they got off of it. 14.99. They should be able to get this close. Oh, and it ended up ticking. Yeah, I think he had top 8 weight there. Little update from the sheets here. We got a 3-2 game on 2 between Hellstrom and the River Rocks. So we got a good one over there on sheet 1. We have a 2-1 game after 3 between Curl Jam and Beckman Colter Failer. I know Susan Merrick is playing over there on Curl Jam on sheet 1, but she actually had 2 teams playing tonight, so she ended up playing with Curl Jam, and the River Rocks had to bring in their sub, so Lori came in and hit their red right out, so she's sitting 1. She's looking to steal here in the 4th. Mike is looking for the hit and roll to come under. So Mike's team, FFT, curls Thursdays 4:45, as we said. I don't have their records because we did all of our prep for sheet 2 tonight. So if you had any questions on the Hellstrom and the River Rocks, I could let you know a lot of stuff about that game. But we did have some technical difficulties, so we had to swap over to sheet 6. So glad we did because we got a nice game here. We got a 4-4 game after 3. High scoring. So Mike did hit Parkhurst Janot out, but did lose the shooter. So Lori's coming around. She's in the steal position. So this is the shot call. It's got Kim Parkhurst in the hack. Kim's eyeing up the shot. Gets nice and settled down. Gets her line. Here comes the push. Looks like it was nicely managed. She released it. Maybe a little inside the broom. John's on it for line. Lori was onto it. There may be a tap back here. If it gets tight, play your tap. Yep, John's hard on it. Both sweepers are really trying to get. Yep. Lori's saying, let's tap. Gotta go. All right, so they got a strong center presence there. So the steal is set up. Mike taps to come around. Says his plan B is kind of top 12 if we have to, just get some paint. Lot of broom for this. We're talking 5 feet here. Let's see how much this curls. I would say it did get a little wide, so there's a lot of room on this. Rocks are gliding really nice. Sweeper's judging it. Gordy's liking it. He's thinking we may need to go. Looks like a nice top 8 here. Yep, Gordy does jump it at the end. And they do get full 8. Nice shot. So Kim's in the hack. Looking, yep, she knows the shot before Lori even calls it. Yep, so she's calling for a hit and roll under those guards. You know, once again, they're looking to steal. Thank you, Leo. Yeah, Leo texted earlier. He said, well, do we indulge in some adult beverages? And I said, I think it's mandatory.
You did say that.
I mean, when you watch curling, it's kind of hand in hand.
Well, look at by the way, when I went up to Brainerd, I got my Brainerd friends gave me this sweatshirt.
Oh, cool.
And it's all about curling, but then, of course, there's a chance with drink. You know, the weekend is curling with a chance. So instead of storms, is drinking, right? So it seems natural to have.
Yeah.
You know.
So Kim did hit. She did keep her shooter. They hit on the high side, so it is out in the open. Mike, he's ignoring it, I think. I think he's still coming around.
Well, okay.
And
that's not a bad call.
Gordy had the finger up right away. He said, a little hot. Sweeper's never touched it once.
That's going to go through, too. Maybe not.
There may be a chance back 12 here. But this could be obviously they can cancel that one out by just following that one down.
I need to get some times
Yeah.
here because it seems like it's pretty fast today.
Yes, I had a 14.99, but it ended up ticking on that one, so we didn't really get a good judge. But I feel like that. Yeah, it's definitely cruising. This is a good one to get one. John's out of the hack. Nice push out of the hack. Hits Lori's broom right on line. Oh, sweepers jump it. They must think it's a little light. It's got a lot of room, so I just for weight.
Go.
Kim's judging it. She still thinks it needs to go.
Yep, I think so too.
Kim's liking it more now.
16-3.
16-3. Can they get it to the paint? All right. Well, they are in the steal position. They are sitting one, and they have a curtain of guards out front. So Mike has a choice here. Do you start opening it up, or he's choosing coming right around them?
Yeah, no, I would do a hit and roll at this point.
And, you know, I always say this, and I'm not an expert. I call it a way more defensive game, but this is about the time when I would bail. I would start opening up my middle, get at least your draw to the button, which they still have a lot of time. But if he makes this, it could be good. He could be sitting 1-3. True, he came out on the out turn, which there's more action over here. Oh, they're playing a hit. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm completely.
Yeah, and this is going to be perfect,
Yep,
too.
and it looks really nice.
It's going to roll right behind the guards. Stop.
Lori's going to get on it, so it did skirt out to the side.
All
A
right.
really nice shot by those guys. Well managed. They had me fooled. I thought they were coming around with a draw, and I'm sitting there going, what are they thinking? Nope, they had me fooled. They made a beaut there. So Lori's going to hit. She's going to look to use her cover at this point. Got 3 stones out there to use, so they're really looking to bury.
John's going to hit here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they want to hit and bury under those. John's out of the hack. Nice dig. Looks nice and controlled. Straights. Well,
Sweeping and ready.
yep, they're on it. I think they're holding it straight if they can. Yeah, it's curling. It's curling. Are they going to get a piece?
11-5.
They got a piece. Oh, and they almost got a little sneaky one on the back red there, but now fresh fish today is sitting 2 with hammer.
Yeah, I'd bury
But-
one. I'd bury one behind their guards, but
Yeah, they have to, I think, at this point, right?
well,
Because if they don't, then Parkhurst and Janot will.
well, here's the only problem though. You don't want to be right behind those 2 top
Yeah.
yellows because
It's there.
it's going to hit it. You
Yeah.
know, you can double that up pretty
And
easily.
even still, then Parkhurst Janot has a phenomenal raise option
Yes,
here.
they do.
So on both sides, really, because like to Leo's point, these 2 in the front of the house are lined up directly to the pin right now. So if you go to that button, it's an easy way to get it out.
Okay.
Sweepers are on it. They're off now. Mike called them off. Skipper said, get off of it. It's curling up nice. Look at this.
14.
14, so it's going to be back house.
Yep, it
But
is.
it is buried. Don't want to, yeah, go, John. You want to get it for that line.
Yeah. Now, Lori's got to follow that same
Yep.
path. Put it right on top of that red one.
And
Cuts them down.
this will be devastating to FFT if she makes this, because it's going to block out their whole end right now.
Yep. You're right, because they're
Yeah.
sitting 3, and if she drops one in there, and they
Yeah.
get nothing.
And when I was new to curling, I used to always think, it's so crucial to be in front of the tee line. It really is, because being behind that tee line, it just gives them a backstop. So they're set up right now in a good spot. They have 3 guards in the center, and they have backing to draw to. So let's see if Lori can make it. Leo's going to get a time here. I think 14.5, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I think so.
Yeah.
So Niles, how
Yeah.
did you get this web streaming thing started all of a sudden
Yeah.
for playoffs? 'Cause that was kind of your
Yeah.
brainchild, wasn't it?
Literally, it was, and we didn't have much time, but I had the idea just when everybody has good ideas. Driving in my car, I just
I usually get those in the shower in the morning.
Yeah.
Think of something really bright.
So I got mine driving home one day, and I was thinking, I love the club. I love Chaska Curling. I love
14.25.
it's gonna be perfect. It's got a curl, but it's still the angle's perfect because if they hit that yellow, it's jamming all day.
Yep.
No, it was literally. I love the club. I love the members here. I think we have a cool club in the side that how competitive Chaska curlers are. If anybody listening that's not a Chaska member, I don't mean to make it sound like we're the best. I'm just saying we. From where we started as a club that's only 10 years old, the competition here is amazing. And I thought it would be so fun since Chris and his Chaska team put these cameras in. I mean, we got to utilize it and do some broadcasting. And really, my whole thought was to get people like you. I wanted to get Ruth on. So like next time we do this, I really want to network better and get the members on so we can get to know each other a little bit better, what we do outside of curling.
Right.
Because when we're here, all of us want to talk curling. That's all we do.
Yeah.
But
we're having a sandwich here in a Crooked Pine.
so like Stu Tarrant, I just found out is he a realtor? Is that what he does outside of curling?
Yeah, but he's retired though.
He's retired.
Yeah.
See, I'm learning something every day. Well, Stu, I envy you. Yeah. Stu runs the Monday leagues up here. And really has been doing it for a long time. Started with just really a group of, well, you were always there, but really a group of 6 to 8 guys that were regularly showing up. And last time I was up here on a Monday, I looked out on the sheet and there was 6 sheets. Yeah. 6 sheets of pickup games going. So now you have to check in. So don't just show up.
Right.
Everybody.
You do. You got to.
Yeah.
It's very well organized. And Stu used to run it via text system, so you had like 4 strings of text, like 10 people on each one saying, "I'm in, I'm in." Yeah, exactly. You get the repeated dings, like I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, out.
Yeah.
So then he knew how many sheets to reserve for that Monday morning. So
back in the day, I had more availability on my schedule than what I do now, but I've always been interested in that because you guys don't just play a normal game. No. You guys set up. Everybody gets to play every position.
And just so you know, I don't play every week.
Right. Yes,
I know. I have a real job, and I'm not retired like almost 90% of the people that are there.
So Mike was trying to do a nice little I would say space weight. I don't know.
I got an 11.3 on it, so it's a little hack heavy, but
and just ended up chipping that yellow right into more cover. So
I think it was a good call. I think he just needed to slow it down just a little bit.
With an aggressive hit, with a Dropkin player, there is a double with that top yellow center if they drilled it, but.
No, yeah. If I were these guys, I'd plop one right at the top 8. And I think John, partially covered, not fully covered, because you gotta still protect that side over there so they can't draw into the 4-foot.
Agreed. And I would almost say a plan B at this point is if you come up short, oh well.
Yeah, exactly.
Just make it harder on them.
Well, because they're gonna steal one now.
Right. Yeah, they're in a shape, but. My guess is Lori with her draw weight, maybe.
What did he did?
I think they are just going straight guard.
Yeah.
Yep. Which I don't mind that.
That's a good call.
Yeah. It overcurled on him a little bit. Kim's looking at it like, shoot, but you know what?
Yeah. So he can still draw in there.
Yep. He's got a draw.
I don't know if he can outscore him, but he can try. I mean, why not?
Yep, right. And for Park Horse, job well done. It's guaranteed it's forced. They aren't going to get they aren't getting any more than one, so good job on their part, and they might walk away with the steal here. So awesome to stick with it. A lot of teams going down 4 after 2 could easily be defeated, mentally. It can be a mental game.
Oh, yeah.
But they were captain cool. I always say it's good to go down in the first 2 ends. Why not?
Are you a golfer?
I don't golf like I am a golfer.
Well,
I grew up a golfer.
The reason why I ask is because I think golf and curling are like really mentally in the same, because, if you slice your shot off the tee box and you come out here and you throw it wide, it's the same thing. It's all mental. You got to stay focused on that shot, on that particular shot.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
The mental game between golf and curling is just, in my mind, almost identical.
Yeah, and I would say that's probably a good reason why a lot of curlers are golfers.
Right.
It's there is that. It's the kind of the individual game too, because curling is a team sport, but there is that individual side.
Well, right, because
you push yourself to, and you can get in your own head really quick. So it needs to curl a lot.
He had a really good speed on it. It just got a little wide on
Oh, he darn near got it, just sent it a little wide.
So I got a 14.4 on it. So 14.5 is perfect tee line weight on the size
They
line.
confirmed Parkhurst Janot with the steal in the fourth.
Let's give some updates here.
Speaking of golfers, we got Hellstrom, Derek, out on number 2 against the River Rocks. I don't think...
They're up 2 to... Well, I don't know if they
I don't think they hung the fourth.
Yeah.
So we don't know yet. So no change there. 3-2. Hellstrom is in the lead over there. On sheet 1, we have Curl Jam against BCF, which stands for Beckman Coulter Failer. And it looks like the BCF is up 3-2 after 4. So it looks like Curl Jam guy had 2 steals in the second and third, but then BCF did get their deuce in the fourth. I don't know what league or what bracket the Starkey game is, but I can tell you Ken's got a commanding lead here. 9-2 game after 4. So we got Mike Janot out of the hack, asked to play a guard. I would imagine tight to the rings, if anything, with
14.8, so he's going to be in the house, I think.
Yeah, and it
maybe not.
It really curled on him.
Oh, and I can't see the monitor because it's not centered up.
Yep. Nope. This is Jake Westman, and I dealt with this last week. It's a guess, but I'm guessing it's not. And we did learn. I got to bring up I've been saying this. I got to bring up the YouTube channel because you can almost get a better view looking at it through there.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah. So I would say it's out.
Okay.
Yep, I think it's out.
All right.
So Mike decides, I think he's going to use the guard. Still opting to play to the middle.
He's going to
light.
tap that yellow, though.
Oh, okay. Maybe spread it.
Just set up. He's going to sit right on top of it.
Okay.
No, it's curling harder now. Holy cow.
It is. So, that's not a bad option when you have hammer. It plugs up that right wing. Maybe you can get into a hidden roll in a later situation here to use them.
Well, you almost got to be a little bit wider to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to be about an 8-foot mark somewhere.
Lori's first guard did over curl, so it is moving though. Mike's asked to come around his own guard. It's out of the hack. Fires right to the broom.
Did Scott send the stones this week? Because they're curling a lot harder than they were last week.
They do look to be ripping, but I do not know the answer on that. I brought it up during a broadcast last week. I think it would be fun for Scott one year to really screw with us members. Get the ice slow and have the rock straight. Watch Chaska curlers just pull their hair out. Because we are so blessed with the way. I mean, you watch all this curling, the pros in the arenas and how much curl they get. We get this at our club pretty much all year long.
Yeah, speed and curl. Well, the curl shifts, a little bit because it'll start, when they sand the rocks, the curls
so much that
like 5.5 or 6 feet,
that your hog time goes down to like a 14-second because they're moving so much. Yeah, we found that out going into the first round when he did sand the rocks. It was like, our first draw, we had 14-1 was our hog, which is for us was a little different. That's half second different.
Right.
So Dindorf comes down, top 12, it looks like. Playing to the middle with Hammer. He was trying to freeze down, came up a little short. Like Leo said earlier, freeze it's a tough shot. That's a tough one to make. When you get that as a shooter, it's like, at least me, I always take an extra deep breath, and it's like, all right.
Well, I don't mind playing the freeze. Let's say for some reason, your lead second, puts one in a back eight, right?
Yeah.
And then the idea is draw another one there, draw another one there, draw
Right.
another one there. Then it's okay because
Right.
you're going to end up stacking them up. Okay.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
when it comes to your second to last rock,
Yeah.
and you need to freeze, it's going to be hard.
Yeah. Good
You don't
point.
have any backing.
Good
If
point.
you don't make it perfect, then that's where
It's funny because I don't, between you and I, mixed double curling, I don't watch a lot of it. It's probably my least favorite style of curling, and I apologize because it's all opinionated. But mixed doubles is a lot like that.
Yeah.
They just pile rocks in, and it's just such a different game than what I'm used to watching.
right.
It's not that it's good or bad, and like I say, it's opinionated, but it's different than I'm.
It's just a different strategy,
Yeah,
right?
100%.
Because, you got two stones out there already anyhow, and you're just trying to.
And generally, it's all about, and they're so good. Those HP, it's all about angles.
Yeah.
Like they are so good. They'll put their broom down. It's like we need it here, and they're setting up the angles for their little taps.
Right.
And it is pretty remarkable to watch them play it. It's such an offensive game, meaning a lot of offense, that I love watching defensive curling. Kevin Cooey's my idol, so that will tell you a little bit about it. I like hits. Kim in the hack looking down at Lori. She's saying T-line. Taps right behind the pile. Mike's team threw a nice one in there. They are sitting behind the tee.
I don't mind throwing a little bit heavier, like a back line weight.
Give it a little tap.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
give it the tap and just push it back.
I like that.
You don't have to get your. Well, see, this is what I would call a freeze, right? And I would rather. I mean, I can see half the stone. I would rather just tap that one back just a little bit
Sure.
to get it out of there.
Yeah.
Even if your shooter goes left, who cares? You still have that other yellow one buried back there.
You're right. So Kim came out of the hack
Yeah.
beautiful. She hit her broom nice. Is it going to be the right way? The sweepers are pacing it. Mike's on it now. Mike's sweeping hard. Oh, yep, it's getting tight. Oh, she might have it.
Yeah, she does.
Gotta
What
go,
a
Mike.
shot. What
Really
a
gotta
shot.
Go. Oh, and it did tick.
Oh,
It crashed, but it did roll into the top 12.
And
Janot Parkhurst is on the steel side, and they are sitting one behind cover.
Right, and now red is a little more exposed, so they're going to
Correct.
have to block their
Yeah.
shot right there. Yeah,
so
they're down there trying to figure out what they want to do right now. I think their best shot is to draw. I would draw top 8, try to get half stone buried to protect that back 4.
well,
But yellow is still scoring, so they need to figure out how to
Yeah.
get that yellow. I would almost run.
Right.
I'd be a little more aggressive, I think, here.
it's tough here because once again, people listening and have been listening, I'm a defensive-minded skipper, so
Yeah, and I'm more aggressive.
to me, I just at this point, FF. Oh, they made a nice one though. They really did. But
What a shot.
the scoring zone is so small because of that yellow in the house. You're gonna have to get to that somehow.
They just got
They
shot
do
at
have
it.
Oh yeah, they did. They made a nice one, and they do have an angle raise on that outturned side that they could possibly use on their last one to try to get a 3. But right now, it's gonna be hard to get more than 1. There's a pocket for 2 now.
Yeah, there is.
I wish I knew Scott Belvich, whenever he calls the international game, he knows there's something about it, how many rocks he can fit into the 4-foot. I meant to ask him over the weekend. It was pretty astonishing.
Next time we're out there, let's take a stack of
Yeah,
rocks out there.
he
and-
claims, I want
I
to say
think-
it's like 14 rocks he claims he can stack in there or something.
No.
Scott, if you're listening, text me. Because I don't have the chat going, but I know you know the answer because you're good with that stuff.
So
Oh, look at that. They tapped the red. They're sitting one. And now yellow is absolutely frozen to that pocket.
that's kind of the reason why I thought about protecting that red one when on his last
Yeah.
shot, even though they put it in the fork, right on the button or back fork.
So now he's looking to peel, which he, in my opinion, yeah, you have to. You have to open some. Because right now, he has no clear shot to that button for his last one. And as a skipper, you got to open it. You got to get something open to at least give yourself a shot, right?
Yep, get some stones out of the house or
And-
away. Get the guards, clear the guards.
And John Parkhurst on his first in the fifth end here just threw a gem. I mean, he made this tough on the FFT team here. Mike's kind of still debating on what he wants to do. It looks like he gave a middle of the arm tap, which to me would be what, control?
Yeah,
or?
control.
Yeah,
Well, it depends.
normal maybe. Yeah.
I got different skips who have
Yeah.
different sign language.
See, mine would be normal. I always do control on the
Yeah,
hand.
that's what I do too. Control on hand, normal on the elbow, and firm on
and
the
then
shoulder, and the peel on
Yep.
the top.
So Leo and I know.
But
Leo and I can play. Yep, we're meant.
Sometimes skips don't give the same call though.
Yep. So we actually played with Brian this weekend. He calls when he touches his belly. That's his control.
Right.
So
Or sometimes you put an arm out like flat
yeah,
out. like
which he
this
was
here.
doing a lot of too, which was fun. It's always fun to play with different skippers and.
Because he
I couldn't
kind of
have-
confused me a little bit at the beginning because I thought I heard him say normal, and then he put his hand in a different spot.
Yep. Yeah, I had a lot of fun playing for Brian. It's always fun to play for a skipper when draw weight's needed. He just drills it every time.
Right.
And Leo, I gotta say, Leo played lead for us. I don't think you play a lot of lead.
I don't.
Man, you played a really good lead all weekend.
The very first game I played, it took me a second to figure it out because Hibbing's just a little bit slower than here, so I didn't.
Oh, totally.
I kind of had to recalibrate just a little bit. So my first couple 3-4 stones in that very first game, I was just a little bit too heavy, and then it's like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, and it really goes to show you don't want to rely on a stopwatch as a sweeper,
Right.
but you
It
use it
helps.
as a tool.
Yep.
And when we were up at that last chance, that stopwatch was crucial for
Yeah.
us because the ice was a lot slower. So the communication on our squad this weekend was amazing.
I love it. I don't know like what other guys do, but I'm always talking when I'm with another sweeper, and I'll tell them what my time was,
Sure.
and then I'll say it looked like a soft release. I think we got to go.
Yeah.
And it's like within the first 2 seconds, I already got
Sure.
all that stuff out.
And
of
so
there.
I work with the youth because my daughter Sadie has started curling, and I'm new to instructing, but it's fun because I get to work with these kids, and that's something I try to communicate with them a lot is because the kids don't like to talk. It's like
Right.
I always tell them, hey, this is your excuse to be loud. Like
Right.
you can scream, but it is crucial. Sweepers, shooters, speak to each other. Shooter, if you know it's a bump heavy, you tell your sweepers right away. I think it's a bump heavy. Same with the sweepers. Oh, it looked like he was positive on that one, but
yeah, I
it's
do.
pretty. And then back to the stopwatch, it's a tool, but it is a good tool because you don't want to rely on it, but it can let you know if a rock is heavy or light right away. So it looks like Dindorf's doing some cleanup here on 6. Looking for a big hit from Gordy. Nice, smooth delivery. Effortless, and you got some good weight out of that. Yeah, back to Gordy. I like his delivery too. He's very up on his toes.
So
Very balanced.
I was trying to get a time on that one. I
Missed
didn't.
it?
I didn't get it right.
So Jeannot and Parkhurst is sitting one. I should just say Jeannot since Lori's holding the broom tonight. Maybe that's why the team name is Jeannot Parkhurst, because maybe they do alternate.
Yeah. I think they do because I've seen John.
Yep, I have too. So Lori is looking. I think they said Berrien is good, but Plan B is top 8. It almost looked like, maybe they're going top 8. Just plug it up.
Well,
Really, those
I would
Reds
put
are.
it right on the pin if I were me, because even if they were to,
I like that too. You put
even
the
if you
pressure on.
hit the red one or the yellow to try to bang it out, they got 2 back and just drive it in right there.
And they're top. He's tapping top 12.
Who cares?
Yeah, no, I'm kind of with you at this point, and Mike's got work to do. If you were to bury that, he's not getting to it.
This is where the freeze would be good.
Yep.
You want to freeze right on top of that yellow, because then there's no way that any one of those can go.
No.
And if you're heavy,
Right.
you might bump a red one, but it's not going to get their yellow counter right now is not going to get out.
What if you were to just hit that yellow and get rid of both those two?
No,
And
you don't
sit?
want to do that, because you're
Then you're just giving them something to
you're
come down
giving
to.
it.
Yeah.
And you're trying to steal one, and you're not trying to get points.
Yep, and I think keeping those red rocks in as a jam is a good thing for Jeannot right now. Something to jam up on. I saw a Joudreau girl here earlier. It would have been awesome to get her on here.
Yeah.
No, that's another thing. If anybody is looking to call a game, we're always looking.
Yeah, that was Brooke. She was doing nice tonight with.
Oh, she was. Okay.
Yeah. I
didn't know she does ice. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
She's on the ice maintenance crew. Yep.
Starkey still up here. Oh, the other team got hung a 2 on him. Hellstrom. Oh, we got a good game on 2. We got Hellstrom against the River Rocks, and we're tied up. 4-4 after 5. Up over on 1, we have a 4-3 game after 5.
And who's
Between
ahead in
Curl
that?
Jam and BCF, and it looks like
Curl Jam is ahead.
Curl Jam's now ahead. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got some good games going on tonight. This is the B flight. This is the Elite 8. All the games out here are the B flight. Whoever wins out of these games will be going to the semis, which is played on Thursday night.
Are you? Yeah.
Our team is actually in the C bracket this year, so we are playing tomorrow night.
Oh, you're playing tomorrow.
Tomorrow night is the C
Yeah,
bracket,
okay.
C and D. Yep. Yeah, we had a tough year this year. We play in the Sunday 4 o'clock league, which Ken Starkey's in it. There's a couple good squads, and we had a rough outing. You know, I missed a couple weeks due to a knee surgery, so the team was screwed. I'm just kidding.
What's your team for?
We are Sundogs,
Okay.
which is our brewery, Sundogs.
Right.
You know, so
Okay.
so we play tomorrow night, and if we win, we are in the semis right now. So if we win, we're in the championship
Oh.
Saturday,
Oh, good for you.
and we play a good
What
team.
time are you playing at?
We play 6 o'clock tomorrow.
All right. Well, I play at 6 tomorrow too.
Oh,
so-
you do? Okay, good. If anybody's out there listening and wants to come and announce a 6 o'clock game tomorrow, let us know.
Maybe we can get Dave Merrick to. No,
That would be-
wait a minute. He's playing with me.
He's playing, yeah.
He can't
Yeah.
wait.
Yep.
He wanted to. When I told him, I said, "Hey, I want to call the game on Monday." He goes, "Yeah, I'll do it." And then,
Yeah. Well,
like,
Taylor Anderson called you guys out.
Yeah, she did.
I was listening. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
And
Yeah.
so I immediately texted Dave Merrick, and I said, "Hey, let's go call the game." And then he goes, "Yeah, I'm in." And then,
Yeah.
like an hour later, he goes, "Susan reminded me I got a game on Monday at 6."
Oh, shoot.
And so they're playing right now
Okay.
on Sheet 1.
Yes. Yep, and I called Dave's game last week
Yeah.
with the crackly mics.
Yep.
So this is my 3rd time calling games. This is the first time, hopefully, with clear audio.
So Dave did make a note that he said, yeah, Niall said something like, Dave Merrick's on the draw, perfect tonight. He hasn't missed anything. So he clipped that little spot
Did
and
he?
sent
Good.
it to me on a
Good.
text. So.
Yeah, no, he was on fire that night, too. I'm not super familiar. I know Susan really well. I don't know Dave's game, but I will tell you he had his draw dialed in that night. Looks like they came up. Well, they just plugged up the middle, right? They're putting all the pressure on Mike. We got the hammer coming up. We got a wall of rocks. We have
I
12
don't.
rocks in play right now.
Well, they're going to go for a run back here.
Yep. It's
Which
there.
makes sense.
It's there for maybe one.
But maybe if it depends on how hard. If they're going to throw it to like try to hit stones in the fort in the 4 foot, they're not going to make it. They almost have to throw a rock just to bump it back there to sit on top of the yellow.
Yeah, I like that.
But his broom is way too close for like a.
Yep.
He needs to be throwing like backline weight and not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And really, at this point, you got to not be greedy. Just try to get your point because he's facing right now. The good thing is he's only looking at a steal of 1. It's not a steal of 2.
Right.
And this could be some risky shot here because
Well, he did throw
you don't want to hit your own. He's definitely going to get some action out of this.
He got a 10-8 on that one.
Is he going to hit the right one? Oh, look at that, folks.
Oh, he did it!
I think he got his one.
Oh my
Mike
God.
Dindorf steps up under pressure. Nice shot, Mike. Well, they're still looking.
So
Yep.
that was
Yep. Yeah, we got confirmation. Gordy gives the thumbs up.
nice.
Mike gives the I don't know what just happened. Lori's walking back.
Yeah,
So
that was a great throw.
we got a great game on 6. I have been blessed with great games, but we have a tie game after 6. 5-5 with a beaut right there from Mike. Yeah, sorry.
No,
I'm slacking.
I need a
Leo, we're having our commentary. You got to keep the whistle wet, and I'm slacking a little bit here, catching up. Do you understand what he's saying?
No.
I don't.
YouTube? Yeah.
Yep. I don't know.
Yeah,
Mike,
I think he.
Mike is wondering if we're calling the game right now, maybe.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Mike was wondering if we were calling the game or not.
God, I can't get over his shoes. Those things are so sweet, dude. Gold back heeled. They're pretty nice.
They are pretty cool.
Lori's got hammer here. So far, the whole game has been played to the middle. Let's see if we get any action outside at this point. I don't know. They've just been trading blows. It's been a great game to watch. Parkhurst Jeannot with a huge third end with the 4-pointer.
Yeah, that was.
Mike's running out. It looks like we may have a
They're gonna
hog
hog
rock. All 3 sweepers are hard on the broom.
Oh, they're over.
They got it. Nice. Yep, somebody almost owed a beer there. Yeah. It's kind of like a gutter ball in league play in bowling.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Mike's saying something here.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, we're giving him the we're going. I think he's asking, did you do the ice?
Oh,
I don't know.
I couldn't tell if he was asking if we did the ice or if
Yeah.
we
He's on it. He's sweeping hard now. Hey, got a nibbler in the
or
back
if we
here.
were playing the game at 6.
Oh, that's what I was kind of.
You know what? That's right, because if they get the buzzer, they have to stop the game at 7.
Oh.
So they want to know if there's another game.
I don't know, Carl. It's weird. I think everybody's
So-
playing to the timer.
We have been playing to the timer.
Yeah,
so when you get the timer, you finish
One
the
end.
end and you get
Yeah,
one more.
Yeah.
But if there's no game at 8 o'clock, they don't have to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I would assume you play to the bell, but maybe there wasn't a bell, and that's what he was asking.
That's what he's asking.
Yeah,
Should I go ask Carl and see if there's another sheet? I mean,
Yes, we could. I don't know.
but I don't know what the rules are though. But
Right.
wait a minute though. Here's the 8 o'clock games. You don't have a buzzer, and you don't do that, do you?
No. So I think you play to the buzzer. Was my indicator. When I was asking Adam about it, he was saying pretty clearly that maybe championship you'll get your full 8. I don't know. That's a good question. I'm staying out of it. I'm just going to
Yeah.
call the game. Hopefully they
You're
play
right.
8.
Yeah, right. We should stay out of it
Yeah.
because I don't want to be the guy
No.
that says they can do what
Really,
they
at
can
this
do.
point, if I was in the game and just like you, this is a skipper to skipper conversation.
Correct.
You know,
Good point.
as
Yeah.
long as both teams know, I would say go for it. Will tell you there are no games after this. Tonight is only a 6 o'clock game. It's only bees.
Okay.
So I can try to confirm with Mike that there's no games. But they do. They have a barn burner going here. So
Who would know the answers to that, by the way? Would that
Belvich,
be or Clay?
Clay, but
We're not going to call him. We're texting it.
Clay's on his off day. Clay's probably dreaming about golf right now. Love you, Clay. You're a good man and a good golfer. All right, so we have a little raise here.
Well,
Parkhurst,
they were trying to.
they were trying to come around, and they ended up raising. You know, guards are in play because we got a tight game, so it's not like anybody's in a big lead where it's like keep it open. No score changes over on the other sheets. Looks like we're finishing up.
Well,
the fifth ends.
She won. Looks like they got 3 stones left.
Okay. And it looks like
Sheet 2 has 1 stone left.
nope. Each skipper has one. Yep. So there is a red one
Okay.
over there too.
I missed that. Okay.
I did notice Jeff Hellstrom's out there throwing today. I got I've known Derek for a while. I've never met Jeff until last chance over
Yeah?
the weekend.
Oh, really?
I got to spend the night when I was watching Schuster. I sat and watched
Yeah.
with Jeff. And
Yeah.
what a nice guy. He's a gem. He was telling me they have a off-grid cabin up there in Hibbing. Sounded pretty cool. They got to stoke the fire.
He
and-
said that he was from that area. That's where he grew up.
Yeah, that's where he grew up. So
Yeah.
pretty amazing up there. It's a little town. There's a lot of great people from Hibbing.
Well, and then so we also visited neighborhoods in Penn Gilly,
Oh yeah,
and we also went up to Chisholm
Yep.
for an afternoon.
Yeah.
Which is
got to spend some time on the range, which I haven't spent much time up there. So I was pretty.
You know what the
intrigued by
funny
it.
thing is? I bumped into a guy in the locker room. I don't know if you heard that. If you were in there at the same time, he goes, "Hey, you're Leo." And I said, "Wait a minute." I said, "Do I know you?" And he goes, "No, I never met you before." And I said, "Well, how do you know I'm Leo?" And he goes, "My buddy Greg. I'm friends with Greg, and he showed me a picture. And he goes, if you see Leo at the
I was
curling,
standing there. You used to work with his buddy or something,
yeah, well,
right?
so I went to college with Greg.
Okay.
And Greg and I were really good friends. And then all of a sudden, this guy comes up to me and goes, yes, like, how am I, how in the heck can he pull me out of that rabbit's hat?
That's
To
too good.
recognize me and say hi from Greg. So,
Yeah.
Greg, hi from.
That's awesome. That's cool.
So
What a
I'm-
small world.
It
Yeah.
is a small world.
Yeah.
I'm in Hibbing and some random guy comes up to me and asks me my name. Sometimes I get recognized, hey, you're Director Leo, or they'll see my name. And
Yeah. I'll tell you what, when we were in Chisholm, which Carl Ball, we've mentioned him a lot. He's working tonight. That's his hometown. But we went to a bar, Tom and Jerry's. I got to give that a shout out.
Yeah.
If you're up in Chisholm or in the Iron Range, you have to go to Tom and Jerry's.
Jerry,
Yeah,
the owner,
we met Jerry. We didn't meet Tom.
super nice guy.
Really funny guy. Really funny. Quick-witted.
Yes.
Great sense of humor. Awesome establishment.
Yeah.
And the history in that town is just unreal. Get it. Double. Get it. Get it, Lori. Get it, John. Get it, John. Gotta go. Okay, almost had a double there.
Also from Chisholm is John Schuster.
Oh, he is. For some reason I thought he was an Evelyn guy. But what's the difference?
Right.
Well, I shouldn't say that. Big
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
but
those-
yeah, okay. So yes, that makes sense. I was looking. I went on and just started looking at Hibbing history and like the notable people out of Hibbing. Obviously, we know about Bob Dylan and Kevin McHale, but like,
Right.
I mean, there was a list of 40 to 50 people, whether they were congressperson or athletes. I mean, it's crazy. It's just a little Iron Range town, and
Right.
just pumps out some athletes.
But pretty cool, small
Yeah.
little Iron Range town.
So this is funny because I was actually looking up your last name today, because you know you hear Hofmeister, right?
Right.
There's got to. Is there anything back? Because Hofmeister is a very old name that goes way back in time to obviously German, and I
Yeah.
think I read Swiss, maybe. Do you have any backstory? Do you have any famous people in your bloodline?
I do not have
Okay.
any. Oh, Starkey shaking on sheet
Yeah.
5. They just won the game.
Yeah.
They got a score of 9-4 up. I don't know what the final was because I wasn't paying attention.
And we don't even know what bracket this is. This might be. It's definitely a different bracket.
I think. Are you
it
sure?
might be 100% because there was only supposed to be 4 B
No.
games.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's,
maybe-
that's
oh.
it. It is a B bracket. This is the B bracket.
Oh, my bad.
All the teams playing tonight. Are
So
in the
that
B
must have been shooting blank ends against Hallman's Half Rocks. Yeah.
bracket. No, wait a minute. I took a picture of the board out front. Let me look at it real quick.
Oh, folks, we're in a tissel. Oh, look at this, a nice one. Got rid of the red. Once again, I'm working with a director of the Jason Show,
Yeah,
and I'm
I
so
don't-
illy prepared. It's ridiculous.
No, you're fine. It's just. Oh, you're right. I don't see him in this one here.
Yeah, unless he is shooting blank ends, maybe.
Should I run out and left real quick? Or should I just?
But Parkhurst did commandingly win, which John or
No,
Ken,
Starkey.
not Parkhurst, Starkey. Ken can be. If that draws on, good luck. Guy can hit too, so Ken's just dangerous every way around it.
So our buddy Adam just said, sent me a text and said, let's throw a shout out to people that can commentary on the games coming up. And especially tomorrow, I don't think there's anybody
Yep.
lined up.
Yeah.
So if you want to do a 6 o'clock game tomorrow, who should we contact?
I guess at this point, probably me, and I can just give you my email. I don't have a problem doing that. It's Niles Lewin, NILESLEWIN @gmail. Pretty easy to do. It's just my name, Niles Lewin @gmail. It would be fantastic. It's super fun. It's super easy to do. All we ask is come down, you talk curling, and tell us a little bit about yourself. I would love to get,
Hey,
Ruth would be awesome. Stu would be
Let's
amazing.
get Stu and Ruth to come down
Yeah,
here.
Stu and Ruth would be a killer set right there.
That would be a killer set.
I think of all those guys. Greg, Dave, all those guys would be great options.
Oh, you know who else is from the Hibbing area? Dave Baldrick.
Oh, really?
Is
he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Has he ever done The Last Chance?
I don't know,
Okay.
but I'm sure he has.
Yeah, right. Look at this. So, Genoa's, they do have hammer. They're sitting first, third, and fifth, and sixth, it looks like. So they do have some reds to deal with. They do have hammer. Let's see what Mike does here. If he just decides to plug up that shot rock, cover it up. John. Yeah, I'm doing the dance with John Parkhurst. So I misspoke. He doesn't want to cover up their shot rock. That would be dumb. But you definitely want to deal with it, right?
Right. Yeah, you got
It's
it.
just what port do you lose it in? He might be looking.
All right, so Greg Peterson just texted me and said he might be interested in doing commentary.
Awesome.
So Greg, please come on down.
Yep, and Greg, once again, Niles Lewin, NILESLEWIN, and I can get you set up. It's
but
really easy to
The only
do.
problem, though, is you got to do sheet 5 or 6, right?
4, 5, and 6 we have tested. So,
So the microphones are...
but you know what? To be honest, Greg, if you do decide to do it, what I'll do is I'll have a cheat sheet made up with you with the teams, and so it's pretty. I'll get all the information you need, and hopefully it doesn't backfire like what happened
Well, I
today.
want him to do my game tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
Which-
that would be
Hey,
fun.
do you know what sheet you're on tomorrow by any chance or not?
So tomorrow night, what are you guys on?
I don't know.
I'll look it up. I have a picture of all of them. Sorry, folks, we're doing some. I'm gonna look up the bracket here because Leo's got a big game tomorrow night.
You do too.
No, I'm Wednesday.
Oh, you're Wednesday.
Yep.
Well, why can't you do
Tomorrow's going to
play-by-play
be
tomorrow?
all the A and B games.
No, it's just the A games.
Oh, just
tomorrow.
A games.
Just
Okay.
A games. So
Okay.
it's 4 sheets, 4 A games.
Okay, so it's the Elite Eight tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big night. So
And the sheets are either are 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm on the
2,
top.
3, 4, 5, 4. Yep. Okay, you're on sheet 2.
I'm on sheet 2. So
Okay.
Greg, you're gonna have a hard time seeing our game.
Yeah. I'll have to get through the teams here, but yes, Greg, that'd be awesome. Hopefully we can find another guy, and maybe Adam might be able to come down and call the game.
Adam
Yeah.
Poley.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if we want to get into it. He is safe, thank God. But Adam did get into on the traveling home from the last chance. He got into a fender bender, and I take that back. It was worse than that. And thank God everybody was okay.
Did he send you a picture?
Yeah, he did.
He sent me a picture.
Oh,
too.
I was scared when I saw the picture. His airbags went off. That's how serious it was. He's okay, but he is down a car. But he's playing tomorrow, so he's not commenting. If anything, Dave, maybe I'll come down and call a game with you. My wife wouldn't love it, but we can maybe make that happen. She's actually on board. She knows that I wanted to do this, so all right, we need some curl out of here. Looks like they're going to get the back red, if anything. Maybe a chip. All right, so Dindorf, FFT is now sitting 1, 2. I think that's it. 1 and 2. Yep. So
What would
they
you
are
do
behind
here?
the tee.
Yeah.
So I would throw top 12 at this point. Top 12.
No, I like top 4, top 8.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
But you got to be careful though. Well, even if
I think you're right. Like a full 8, then you're sitting 3.
I even like top 4 better, just because
Yeah.
even if Lori were trying to hit, I don't think the double is going to be there.
Right. The
Especially-
angles aren't lined up. Right now it is. The double's lined up right
Right
now.
now it is, yeah.
Right. So you're right. They gotta, and that's what they're seeing. They're saying 4 foot. They like it.
That's a good call.
Yep. Yeah, the angles are set up, and if they come down to it, then that gives Parkhurst
they
wide open out. But if they make this good, it's gonna be tough on them.
They got to be careful not to put it right on the center line. They almost need to be right at center, because you don't want to line up the rocks where they can throw a triple.
Isn't that
on
funny?
us, and
Exactly.
then
Yep.
you're
And
out.
that's what you got to look at, because once you get into these later rounds and the play downs, these guys can make those shots. So looks like Mike's just looking to draw to the 4 foot if he can. Try to eat all 4. He's got his line. He's ready for his backswing. Here comes his delivery right out of the hack. Smooth and cool. Hit his broom. Gordy looks down at his stopwatch. Didn't look like he's overreacting. Rock's got a lot of room.
Whoa, guys.
Sweepers are on it.
Whoa, guys.
Yeah, I agree with you. Gotta let it curl a little. And it looks right. Just top 4, right? That's sets up the angles pretty well too, for the most part.
If you hit nose on that one, all 3 of those go.
All 3 do go. It is.
Well, the one
So
that's
just-
on the button might jam on the
I
yellow.
would say so. If he's gonna throw the intern at it, then you got to hit low a little bit. But you're right. It's about, if you were to hit right on that center line, it's lined up.
Yeah,
but-
maybe top 8 would have been better.
To move whatever it is, 120 plus pounds of granite, you got to throw a heater.
Right.
That's the problem. So Lori goes down. It looks like she's gonna just play. Looks like, what do you think
they're
that is?
hitting.
But
they're-
hack maybe backline.
I would personally throw control weight at it.
That broom looks like hack weight.
It does. No.
Yeah.
You almost need a little more, but I think if she's just trying to get one, right?
Yep.
That's all, because she's just trying to steal.
No, she's
This is
got
hammer.
hammer. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is not good.
Yeah, she needs to get her one. If she hits right on the beak, she gets. No, she doesn't. She has to lose it. Sweepers are on it. Oh, it's curling up.
Brenda and I decided.
Great idea.
All right, I got 2 people lined up for you.
All right. Awesome.
So Greg Peterson and Dave Baldrica is gonna.
Okay.
Baldrica is gonna call the game tomorrow night.
Awesome. Just with that confirmation, that's fantastic. We'll have the microphones charged up for you. If you can, send me an email, or I'll try to get your contact from Leo.
Well, yeah, I'll just forward you the.
And Greg, I'll reach out to you and just kind of let you know. I'll let you know kind of the procedure. It's real easy to do, and thank you very much for stepping up. I can't wait to listen.
All right, I got to find out what sheets, because they can only do.
Sure, Leo's gonna. I think you can walk and talk if you want.
Sure, I'll walk and talk.
So we did get one here for FFT. They are leading 6-5 after 6. We're about to start our 7th end here. It's been a battle from the beginning. Really good game here. So let's see what we do. Mike's calling for the center guard, top 12. Look back at the scoreboard. He's thinking. They're talking. He even pointed back at the scoreboard. Oh, he's saying, let's maybe bring it in. So he does have a 1-point lead, which isn't huge at this point, the way this game's been going, but it is a lead, and it has been back and forth the whole game. So shooter out of the hack. First rock of the 7th end is on its way. It's curling nice on the way down. It looks like it's got a lot of room. Parkhurst Janot might have a corner guard here. Nope, it's going to be in the rings. So they have a decision to make. Do they ignore it, or do they go after it? I think Lori's walking up without hesitation. And she gives a tap on the hip, which means bumper weight. I'm assuming this is her husband, Mike. Mike steps into the hack. I like how he draws his line right from his foot. Good tip for people. Your line starts from the hack. It doesn't start from the push. He's right on the broom. Drilled his broom. He's got nice rotation on the rock. Kim's pacing it. She's liking it. They're staying close. It must mean it's good. John Tana, he wants it to curl. Oh, Lori calls him off right on the nose. So they decide not to ignore it and go maybe a defensive look. Let's see what Mike does. Same deal.
So on sheet 2, we got Taryn, which is my team, playing Taken
the number
for
1
Granted.
seed, might we add.
Yeah.
Hey, Taken for Granted, which is Dan Arlig's team.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, Lori Janot, Dan Arlig. Yep,
Okay.
we've actually called 2 of their games.
All right.
So that will be a fun one.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. And then on sheet 3 is the Big Stones versus Starkey, who just...
Okay, yep. And that was probably that game that we just watched.
No.
Oh.
He must be playing 2 different leagues, because this is a B league. This
Right.
And
Okay.
tomorrow's the A,
True.
so he's playing 2.
True. Yeah. Okay.
So Starkey's playing on 3, and then so Dave and Baldrica and Greg Peterson are going to probably need to call either 4 or 5. So
I think we do this sheet because guess what? We have, what is that?
this is
Pebble Heavy?
heavy pedal versus
Ladies
Caldwell.
and gentlemen, I think we're going to put our head ice maker on the spot and maybe do some commenting on that one. That's Belvich and Adam and Dan.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that would be a fun one for you guys to
You
call.
got to do that one.
You
So
know,
that's on sheet 4.
So, Leo, here's a little inside tip for you.
yeah.
Rumor is, because Dan's got 2 teams going tomorrow, and rumor is he's playing on the Heavy Pebble squad. So you are not going to face Dan Arlig tomorrow night. Which, speaking for Dan Arlig, advantage your team. Because Dan can make some shots.
Yes.
So
And then the other team is RNG versus We Don't Hate This.
Ooh.
And I don't know what.
Yeah, I'm wondering who that is. We Don't Hate This.
So RNG beat my buddy.
I would imagine,
Patrick.
is Patrick Young got a squad
no,
still going?
He's out.
Oh, he's out.
So
How about Luis and those guys? Are they done?
that's my other team.
Yeah, right. They're
They
done.
lost too.
Oh.
So yeah, I was playing with Luis, Connor, and Connor Kaufman.
So am I mistaken? Was Patrick Young the one that hung his name on the plaque last year? They won the championship last year, right?
That was 2 years ago, I think.
Oh, that was? Okay. I was thinking it was last year. I thought he was going for a repeat. Kim's setting up in the hack here. She's asked to just do a little
Oh, wait a
soft
minute.
hit.
I just got a text from Patrick Young.
Soft hit.
RNG is my team. He
Hey!
says.
I figured Patrick would still
And then
be
he
in
says,
there.
"Get your facts straight."
Get your
Okay,
facts straight.
Patrick. I'm sorry, buddy.
So I figured that's why I asked. He was the first one I asked about. So he's still alive.
Yes, he is still alive.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of. I wish I knew the members' names.
So he was playing against Patrick. You were playing against yourself on both teams.
Once again, that's what we started talking about at the beginning. It's kind of what you get into
Did
here.
you sit out? I don't know. All right, cool.
Well, regardless, good. Patrick, I'm glad you're still in it.
Yep.
It's always fun to see you in it. So keep it up. Keep up the hard work. And who are they playing?
They're playing We Don't Hate This.
Okay.
I
So
don't know
they
what
could potentially line up against Heavy Pebble if both squads have a good night tomorrow. That'd be kind of a fun one to watch. So good news. Yeah, we have announcers set up for tomorrow at 6 o'clock. It sounds like we're going to be doing sheet 5, was it?
No, 4.
4.
4.
Sheet 4.
But I wonder if do you think they can reach all the way down to 4 or not?
Yeah, and you know what? I think as long as the ice makers make all the sheets, I don't see why we couldn't just slide them on 5. Just tell them, play on 5. You know, because camera-wise...
No, wait a minute, though. You can't do that because sheets 2, 3, 4, 5 are being
Oh,
played.
they're all being played. Okay. 5 is the best for camera because it's straight down where, like right now, I think we're getting a little bit of an angle to it. But I don't care. We have to announce our head ice makers game.
Well, maybe Dave and Greg can sit on sheet 5 and just talk about, just stay closer to the office because
Sure.
that's where your receptions come from.
That's true.
They
Right.
could sit on 5 and watch the game on
And
4.
my guess would be Chris Lindahl. I always say Chris Lindahl from Chaska, not the Billboard. Okay.
Oh, no. Okay, so I'm just trying to get confirmation from the other game that was on sheet
So,
2.
and that was Beckman Colter Faller. It looks like. It's on sheet 2. Sorry,
Yeah, so
Hellstrom River Rocks.
That was Hellstrom won,
Yep. So Hellstrom advances.
and then the River Rocks lost.
All right. And 3 Hellstroms on the squad over
Yeah.
there. Jeff and the boys.
And the Curl Jam team on sheet 1 versus Beckman is still
Oh,
in
they
progress.
actually know. Yep, and they're down 1 now. So BCF hung a 2 in the 6th. So they're in the 7th end as well. We got FFT sitting 2 right now. They're looking. Janot has got John Parkhurst in the hack. She's looking at maybe a possible double here. She's thinking, get the 1. We might get 2. John's got a lucky 13 on his back right heel. I wonder what that's all about. I have to ask him about that.
That's going to be a good post-game interview.
Yeah,
conversation.
right. I wonder, there's got to be something with that. Comes out of the hack. He hits his line. Sweepers are on it. Mike's sweeping hard right away from the get-go. So I just gave the Hellstroms a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Got the thank you, Niles, from Derek. Such a nice guy. Look at that. They did end up getting a double. They got a cross the ice double there. Shooter does not seem to be biting, but FFT is sitting 1 in the back 8. Gordy's in the hack. They do not have hammer. Mike's looking to split the house. I'd be tempted to plug up the middle. I think that's what Gordy's saying. Do we just go middle? And Mike's saying, no, let's go off to the wing. At this point, you don't argue with the skipper. You just say, all right, aye, Captain. Gordy steps in. He's got this smooth delivery, backswing, and he's out of the hack. Nice effortless push. Nice line, staring it down. Drilled his line. There's no question about that. If it doesn't end up where he wants it, it's on the skipper. All right, so rock is curling up. Looks like it's coming way out to the wing. Sweepers are judging it. They don't want to touch it, which tells me it's a little heavy, but I don't. Looks really nice. Right in front of the tee line, right where the skipper wanted it. Parker Janot with the hammer, so really nothing to worry about at this point. Just kind of keep it open. They do want to generate a deuce if they can. Looks like they opt to just take care of the one that Gordy just threw. John out of the hack. Drills his line. I know because I'm sitting behind him. Lori's looking at it with a keen eye. Kim is on the rock. She's sweeping. They're looking for a nice roll to the middle. Get right on that red. Right in front of it. Great result. You know, with hammer, that gives FFT, if they do go after that yellow, there is a jam on that back red there. So great option. Good shot call by Lori. Good execution by John. Great team shot. Sweepers even had a part of that. FFT's looking at it. I would imagine they're looking to see if maybe they can pick this out of the side, but it's a great result for them. Looks
Hey,
like they... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I wanted to find out how the audio was sounding tonight. So, like Greg or Patrick, if you can, or Carl,
Yeah.
send me a text to tell me if the noise cancellation thing's working tonight.
Oh, you
because-
watch, Leo. This will be my fourth one where it'll be like, the audio sucked. Good job.
Do you go back and watch your replays?
I definitely probably would not, but I have been just to hear the audio.
Yeah.
You know, we've done such a good job with the people that we've had in. So my first one I did with Adam, then I did one with Jake Westman, and we did such a good job that it was such a bummer to find out that the audio was shoddy. But thank the Lord, Chris and his team from the city of Chaska got it set up for really the important one with Scott and Taylor. Really want to give Taylor another thank you for doing that. How cool is that to get a professional to come out and call a game for us? And she had a lot of good insight. Fun to listen to her with her different options. So thanks, Taylor.
Hey, what's the chance that we could get Jeff Isaacson to come down here?
That would be a bucket lister for me because that was kind of like, I don't know. I think Jeff would kind of smile and say, yeah, I might do that. And then I don't know if we would hear any more from that point. I think it would be awesome. Jeff is like the little bit I've gotten to know him. He's such a nice guy. I think it'd be great.
So the audio update says that the audio is so you can hear some background, but not it's much better than the first night.
Okay. So hope maybe we should try without noise cancellation.
No, I think the noise cancellation's good. You
Okay.
got to have that on it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to argue once again with Leo. He is a professional. I am just.
Well,
no,
ideally, what you would want to have,
headsets.
headsets, so that way the
Here.
microphone's like right in front of your face,
Sure.
not clipped on you, and then that way you can hear your audio going through the stream and stuff, and you can make adjustments.
And Chris and I were kind of talking about that. Even like a little mixer too, so you can see your levels would be awesome. It's so fun because I was talking to Chris because he was helping me troubleshoot getting this live stream going tonight, and he's jacked up on this. That's his background, audio, video, so he loves it. But I do believe that he's gonna just keep making this better. So any input for him is good. The fact that the city's backing this is great. They love the idea of us doing these broadcasts. So all in all, I hope everybody enjoys it. I think
are these Bluetooth? I'm assuming these are Bluetooth, right? So
must be.
You almost want to have To be honest with you, you would like to have a receiver and a transmitter so that you can have a specific frequency to dial up.
Sure.
So it's a lot more clear that way because you're just bouncing from one place to another without other Bluetooth interference.
Makes sense. Yeah. And I think that's when I was doing my first calls, so I was using different microphones. And Chris was troubleshooting. He was testing during the day, and everything was working great.
Yeah.
As soon as we started, it was crackling. And he thought it was. Same deal. TVs, all the music, everything was kind of just interfering. So they did get some new mics, and they seem to be doing better.
Well, and then so I got another note that said keep the noise cancellation on. So it is helping right now.
Looks like we have...
Skip Straw and she won.
Skip Straw. Thank you, Patrick. Wow, sweet. The whole team's on this one. Handshakes are out. It looks like Curl Jam's advancing.
Wow.
Thanks for the heads up, Patrick. We're sitting here live, and we didn't even catch that. What do you got, 6 TVs on at home, dude?
So I missed Dave Merrick's straw. He threw the skip straw for Curl Jam, and then according to my text here, it says he put it into 1 foot.
Oh, wow.
So good job, Dave Merrick. Congratulations, Curl Jam.
And that kind of backs up what I was saying last week. Dave Merrick, once his draws dialed in,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go against it. So Curl Jam's the team too. Love their jerseys because they have their positions on there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you're commenting a team, it's awesome. It's a great idea. And for commentating, if you're ever curling, always throw on a name tag if you know you're on the feature sheet.
So that same team did a bonspiel here, and I can't remember which one it was, but they were Thing 1, Thing 2, Thing 3, Thing 4.
I love it.
From Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, I love it. That's clever. Susan's a doll. When I first became a member here, Susan was so helpful with us, getting us into the leagues and making sure that we were taken care of.
Yeah.
Looks like FFT is on this rock hard right away. They're on the straight side, really scrubbing away. Both sweepers are on now. Mike's moving over right into my view. Rock's coming into the top 12. It looks like it's kind of lost its steam and ticks on the yellow. So we do have a hammer coming up here.
I can't tell from the screen who's closer.
Oh, yeah, it is close. I'm just going to, should we count to 3 and say who we think it is at the same time? 1, 2, 3,
Red.
yellow. All right, folks, we have no idea.
I'm gonna try and get a better look here. I don't know. Now that I'm looking a little closer, I think that top yellow and the 8-foot top.
I was looking at the back. Yeah, the top yellow is, I think you're right. And guess what? I think yellow could be sitting 2, and this could be a hammer for 3. Lori's got a possibility of putting up a 3 here in the 7th, which could be a big swing.
So John's calling for backline weight.
Okay.
And I think he's just going to try and tap his yellow forward or tap yellow in the red.
You like that call?
Yeah, I don't. I don't mind it. If she's offline though, she could end up tapping her other yellow one back, but she'd at least get 1.
True.
Right. Her shooter is going to stop, so that's not going to give her 2.
Yeah.
If she does yellow to red, she'll get 2, but I don't think she'll get 3.
Here we'll find out. She's out of the hack, pushing straight to the broom. John's getting the angle here. He's behind the rocks. Kim is on it hard. John's calling for sweep.
I don't know.
Kim is
I think
on
you got to
it.
get off.
Yep. Oh, yep. He called her off. Nice. Yeah, it's curling up nice. And Lori.
And she put it out too far. Now it's a steal 1 red.
So that's a risky shot there because she just played her shot rock. I think that was shot.
Yeah, she bumped her. Congratulations.
Yep,
Dave Merrick just came by and
Dave just gave us the discount double check motion. But he's happy after that skip draw. Yep, Curl Jam's happy. They're advancing to the semis. They're in the final 4 in the B bracket. They're liking their chances. They've been playing some good curling.
Gordy got the measuring stick.
All right, so we are measuring.
And I think it's red, but I'm not sure.
Yep, Gordy was quick on it. No hesitation. It is that close. They need to measure it. This will be a good opportunity. I'll bring up the actual 40th annual Taste of Chaska. It's going on in May 14th down here at Fireman's Park. Be food vendors. There's a beer and wine tasting tent, which I did read is a $15 entry fee, but I would assume that's a beer festival where it's unlimited samples. It's going to be a lot of live music. Free entry into the event. I did read online, I think they have over 15 food vendors already signed up for it, so it should be a lot of fun. That is May 14th down here at Fireman's Park. The 40th annual. That's pretty amazing.
Red got the point.
Red got the point. All right. So we are in the 8th end. FFT is up by 2. Coming back. So you were right. I was wrong. You're really good looking. I'm ugly. No, but Leo was right. I was a little off on that one.
Hey, do you remember we were supposed to get haircuts when we went up to Hibbing? So I didn't cut my hair on purpose. It was getting long and I was getting ridiculous.
So you were thinking
I went and got a haircut today.
Yep.
I was counting on going to Scott's barber and going to get a haircut, and then all of a sudden the guy wasn't there, so we couldn't.
Yep. So Scott and his stepson Brian have this tradition at the Spiel that they stop and get a haircut at the same barber, and it just so happened the guy took a vacation this year.
Yep.
And then his 91-year-old father offered to come in and give the haircuts, but we never took him up on it. So here's the first rock of the 8th end. If I were Team Red at this point, you don't want to throw guards now.
Nope.
And that's exactly what they did. Nope, it's in. Still gives something for them to come around. I think Lori's got to just ignore it. You got to put some rocks out there.
She's calling heck.
Yep, she wants to hit it.
I would ignore it too.
Yep.
You got to get some guards out.
Got to get some. You got to get some guards to generate points, but I'm not playing right now, so I'm not going to argue. Skipper says, let's hit it. Her husband, Mike, says, done. Let's do it. It's out of the hack. Looks like he hit the brim. Really soft weight. Nice weight. It's coming down. Sweepers are managing it. Scott's on, or John, sorry. John's looking to get a little bit of curl. And do they have enough weight to get rid of that red? Lori's on it hard. Looks like it is going to bite the back, but successful. Jeannot's in front of the tee line, which is the important thing at this point. Okay, Mike's going to get defensive, right? You just, at this point for Team Red, if you hit yellows, they can't score, right?
Right, you got to hit it out.
Yeah.
Get rid of any stone that's could be a possible danger, and that's a danger, so get rid of it.
Looks like the sweeper's on it. They might be looking for some curl.
It's gonna
They
hit
did
the
get a
stone,
piece.
but they're
Might going
not
to lose
gonna
their
keep the
shooter.
yeah.
Which at this case for FFT, you lose your shooter, you lose your shooter, right?
You don't want your stone
Right.
in there. It's just another reason for them to freeze on or something.
Yep. If people are listening that are new to curling, a good old saying is if you're up, guards aren't. You just don't, especially in the last end, up by 2. Jeannot's got to hang a 2 to tie, or she's really got to hang a 3. So pressure's on them.
2 for skips, 2 to get a skip straw.
Right. And now it's for FFT, it's just mathematically eliminating it, right? The more yellows that come in, they're trying to freeze here. At this point, I don't mind that, but it is a little narrow, so it will miss. So Mike, as of now, is done for his night. He had a great night. He did a really good job. I think Mike is more the sub on the team from what I understood a little bit, but maybe I could be wrong. I think Susan Merrick typically plays
For what team?
Oh, no, sorry. Nope, I'm wrong. I'm getting confused. I'm getting in my own head. All right, so
Yeah,
FFT.
they need to get that in the house. because
FFT, decides they're going to throw in a guard here. And a
No,
corner guard.
They don't want to throw a guard.
I know.
think they were trying. Yeah.
Yeah.
That-
No, I was just saying I think it's looking like a guard. At this point, FFT could just rip one right through the house. So good news is it's not in play for them.
Right.
Does give Jeannot an in-off if needed later. She's looking for this freeze again. So instead of using the guard, she's looking at just freezing and trying to get a couple points generated that way, which can work. But the problem is she's freezing to a rock in the back of the house. So like we said earlier, and then you just get into the keep freezing.
You just keep freezing
Yeah.
until one can't get any closer.
Sweepers are looking at the skipper. They like it. John's about to jump it. He's tempted to, but it does look like it's coming down nice. They could
Gotta
go a
curl
little
just hair
bit.
more.
Yep. Curl a little more. Curl a little more. Yeah. It's a good outcome.
Now you hit the yellow.
They came a full rock short, but the jam is there. So Mike's got to be careful. They got to lose it a little thin here. Hey, good job tonight. Nice draw.
Nice job,
To the 1 foot. We're sitting here with Dave Merrick right now, giving him the fist bump for his win tonight.
Dave, you want to sit down and talk about your game a little bit?
No, I'm good. I'm good a cocktail.
Yeah. Yeah, well deserved, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're in the semis now.
So we're in the semis.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exciting. Do you know who you're going to be going
We do
against?
not. They play tomorrow night.
Okay,
the team
they do.
that we play is playing their game tomorrow night.
So that Starkey game that was out tonight was a game in advance. So
Yep.
So Starkey is advancing
To
in
the semis?
Yep, in the championship play.
Yeah, we had a great game tonight.
So wait a minute, that Starkey game was for the A
Yeah.
A bracket.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I believe it was.
Yes.
I don't know, but I think it was.
I do think so because I know the other B game was not Ken Starkey's team. So we got Kim in the hack. She's coming out. She's looking to get a hit here on the red. They are now.
I'll let you guys finish this up.
Yeah. They are now looking at a possibility to get a deuce here. If they can hit and stick. Yep. You know, a good way for FFT is you just got to freeze one of these or even
Or hit. I
top.
would hit.
Yeah, at this point I would too.
Yeah.
If you do hidden exchange, then you could be looking at a tie.
The hit's always easier
Right.
than the freeze. And even if you just tick and lose your shooter or whatever. It
If
doesn't
I was
matter.
calling the game, I would call a hit here too. And you just, at this point, if Jeannot and Parkhurst, if they miss one hit and lose their shooter,
Yeah,
it's game over.
Right.
So you kind of play that hit and make them make the shot, you know. So he's looking to hit and roll to the center. To me, that looks like about hack weight, maybe
Yes.
bumper with this curl.
And again, I'd be throwing like a 9-second firm.
I like
shot
that too at this point, just so you know you
Yeah,
get the rock.
right.
And at this point, you're not really worried about keeping your shooter all that
Right.
much.
That was a good throw.
Yep.
And he's going to
So
stay
back to
too.
that theory, and now Jeannot Parkhurst,
Yep.
they got to make the shot and they got to keep their shooter.
Yep. They got to keep
Yeah.
on hitting.
Right.
If they miss one, then the game's over, like you said.
Man,
So,
fresh fish today. Those are sharp jerseys those guys have.
yeah.
Really hard team name to say fast, I will say that. I'm struggling. John's in the hack, looking at the broom. Simple hit. I shouldn't say simple. I should say downweight hit. Yep, they got to get on it. Kim jumped it right away. She knew. Mike's on it too. They're both sweeping it straight. Managing the rock really nice.
Yeah, nice throw
Yep.
by John.
Yep. You know, and the more you hit and exchange, that double angle starts setting up.
That skip draw is coming into play.
It is. Yeah, could you imagine? I mean, wouldn't that be a gem for Leo and I to watch an 8-end game end up tied? That'd be sweet. So, Gordy's in the hack. He's asked to play a soft hit here, too. They want to keep the shooter. Gordy's just got that smooth delivery. I don't think he's missed a line all night. Sweepers are on it, but off, just managing it at this point. Oh, need to curl. They may lose their shooter. Which now John's got to make a draw, which I don't think.
Split the house again.
Yep.
Keep him away. In fact, if you could try to get a little bit close to the red over here a little bit.
Sure. I guess the big takeaway is you got to get paint. You can't come up short, right?
Right.
Got to get paint to force that deuce on them, because if they don't get paint, then they hit that yellow, and it's virtually one rock away from being done. But John Parkhurst, I will say, I have confidence can hit paint.
Yeah. He's really good at it.
Sweepers are on it, but it looks like they're just managing. Kim looked up. She's judging it. She kind of likes it. Yep. She said, Lori, we're there. Nope, she's back on it.
Yeah, he's good.
Oh, yeah. Really nice. Really nice. Good weight. The double's way wide. Like you say, you split that house as far as you can. Dropkin would have that all day.
Yeah, there is a double there. Right?
There is. It's set up, but that's a heater of a shot.
So instead of throwing an out turn, you got to throw an in turn. So you got to keep your shooter more parallel, and that's where you get the double in there.
Yeah, and at this, Mike might even hitting the nose on this one in front of the tee line. It's off to the wing now, where it's going to be harder for Lori to keep her shooter. You can easily lose a shooter the farther out you get. So I'm almost tempted to hit right on the beak, keep it out wide, make them hit and stick. Looks like he's going to freeze to it. He's going for the dagger on this one.
Well, he's only got 2 stones left. So
If he makes it, if he freezes, it could. Oh, that's interesting. I don't like that. Mike, I love you, but I don't like that. It's an aggressive call,
personally,
but very high risk.
I would try to do the double, because even if
you get rid of one,
you get rid of one for sure. Sure. Right. And then if you know, there's a chance you get rid of both of them. Why not do that?
Yeah. And Mike has got trust, and he could, with a good freeze here, if he latches it on. Lori's only got 2 shots to unlatch it, so. But high risk here, because if he misses, he could give the game away. It could be a 3-under. So I like it. He's not afraid. He's talking with his sweepers, which is always good. Skip should always talk over the shot with his sweepers. Let him know.
I agree.
What you're thinking.
You gotta talk to him.
I always like to go down and make sure everybody knows what we're doing.
A lot of times I'll say what time I think I should be throwing, and then so that way the sweepers got it in their head, okay, I'm looking for a 395 on this, whatever.
And it is kind of assurance, because if your team is guessing on the weight, then it's not just on you either.
But it also gives the sweepers a chance to communicate with me and say, you know what, I don't think a 395 is going to get there. The ice is a little slower right now. And then I think they will say 390.
Wow, look at this. It's over curling a little. It might be a little light.
15-4.
It's a little light. It did not over curl.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
But yellow's still scoring.
Yellow is shot. Yellow has to get 2 here, though. They have to get 2 to get a skip's draw.
Well, okay, so you got to stay. Yellow's got to stay away from this double here, because they don't want. They don't want fresh fish.
Yep, and they're calling to split the house. My only worry is it doesn't seem like they have enough room, because she really has to outcount that second shot.
She needs to be full 8.
Yep.
So you're right. I agree. Take another 6 inches.
Yep. And maybe Lori will correct them a little bit when she gets in the hack. She has backing if she were to.
Yeah, but still, she can't. She's got to be in a full 8. She can't be in the 12-foot.
Yeah, you're right. So we're down to skip rocks here. Lori's on her first of her 2. Mike threw a really good gem on his first one to freeze that rock. So an aggressive shot call, perfectly executed. So it goes to show there was some high risk with it, but the reward was very nice. So he did give her more ice, so she did agree with us. Rock is out of her hand, and she even gave him more. I think she even purposely did that. Oh, Kim's saying don't need to go any. It looks to me like it's checking up. That should be top.
It's going to be behind.
Yeah, you're right. It's an 8 or a 9. An 8.
That's it.
All right. So looks to me. So we are seeing FFT is sitting 1.
No.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You're right. Parkhurst Jeannot is sitting 1. Sorry. They're just going to hit that yellow out and sit 1. Well, that wouldn't be smart either. You don't want to do that. They're going to draw down to it. They're going to freeze.
I would freeze. Freeze on the back 12 there.
Yep. You don't want to hit that. That would be dumb.
Or even sit sit in a 4 foot is fine.
Sure.
Somewhere in the stone that Lori just threw.
Yeah, right. And then use that jammers because she is sitting 1, so she could get. She's got a wide open draw for her too, and is Lori Jeannot. So she has her outs. She has 2 outs, and if they leave an open hit, she has 3 outs. But she does have a wide open draw to the button. It's just if Mike can place this, where are you thinking, Leo? Right in front of these two, like in the front of the tee?
It's got to be. Well, it could be T line or even the back 4.
I suppose, yeah. Just crush those.
It has to outcount Lori's other stone, but just get in front of the yellow stone so that she can't make it harder for her to hit
Sure,
off. Right?
I like that. God, even if you just,
But they have to be full 8.
Their decision was made. The stone is out of hand. Sweepers are on it. It looked a little light. Mike's pacing it down the sheet. He's saying, you got to go. Yep. Mike is, it's coming up light. Oh. So there is a guard. Lori does have a draw for her deuce.
Yep.
Could she get rid of that red? No, I don't think so.
She can't. It's locked on there.
No. She's looking at it, but I would say get your 2.
Well, okay, so here's another option. Like if you could throw a 9-second peel, could you get them both out? Can you get the... And I can't see if there's an inch or 2 in between there. But
Right. That's our mercy of us standing here. You know what? I'm going to go get a look quick. I'm walking over to the side glass.
Niles is going to go to the side glass to see how much room is in between those 2 stones. But
So she definitely made her decision.
if you could throw an 8-second peel, and you could move both of those red and yellow out of there, and then she's got the 2 back yellows to sit to score. She would have to off-nose it, hit the east.
So there's about a 3-inch separation.
Oh, there is.
Yes. But not much,
It looks like they're calling for a draw.
A draw. Use the backing if you have to, right? Well, I guess you can't even really use the backing. Yeah. So here we go. She's drawn for the tie here. Let's see if Lori's got it. Leo's got his stopwatch in hand. Lori's out of the hack. Nice smooth delivery. Right on the broom. Nailed their broom. Kim and Mike are on it. It doesn't look like they're going hard. They're kind of managing. Kim's looking up. Oh, now she's straddling in.
Yeah.
She's got to go. Oh, it's light.
John comes out.
John's coming out.
16, yeah, she's not going to get there.
I think we're going to get some handshakes. So there we go. We got our final. FFT is moving on to the Final 4. They are going to be playing, I believe, Thursday night. So, Leo, it was super fun having you here.
Dude, thanks for having me. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, like I say, Leo and I just came off of a bonspiel, and we were talking up north, and we were trying to get Dave Just to come in here and do it, but he had to, or not Dave Just,
Dave Merrick.
Merrick, but he ended up having to play. So Leo and I sat down and I had a blast. It was fun. Great calling a game, and tune in tomorrow night because we do have some announcers.
Greg Peterson and Dave Baldrica is going to play.
Perfect.
Call a game tomorrow, probably sheet 4.
Yep, tune in tomorrow. We'll try to make the guys in the office, if we can, we'll make a feature sheet for tomorrow night, and we'll get after this, and hopefully we keep coming at you every night here. So take care, good curling, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, Leo.
Thanks, Niles.
Red.